Welcome back, everyone, and today I want to feature my Conjurer Shaman build. Alright, so let's I'm just gonna show you what I put into points, to what classes, then I'll show you my gear. I won't have a gameplay video, but however the gameplay video will be linked into the description and to the video and the annotation, so make sure you check that video out, because I know you guys want to see some fighting as well. I'll try to keep this as short as possible, so let's take a look. So because I didn't get the gear that I wanted, I concentrated more on pet and lightning attacks. So let's just start off with Occultist then. I went into 10 points deep into Occultist. I only put 1 point into Summon Familiar, just to, just to have the pet in. It does that little extra damage. It's nothing amazing, however I do like to have it up. On past occasions I would put a lot of points into Men Flesh, which here I didn't really do. I didn't see it necessary, as my pets do so much damage that I don't see the need to have Men Flesh. I can just resummon them and pot if I need to, so it's not super necessary, but I put 1 point into it anyways. I put max into Summon Hellhound, and I do have 2 extra points for Summon Hellhound, so I'm at 18 on 16. Has quite a bit of health. I mean, 23k health, 1600 energy, 113% total damage, 85% health and energy, and it increases its energy regeneration rate by 170%. It does have the Claw and Fang attack and Blazing Death. I didn't go into Ember Claw, Hellfire, and Infernal Breath, and to the Bonds of Bismail and Manipulation, because I prefer to go into the Shaman Tree, just because of the Brythorn. So Brythorn is the new pet that you are able to summon. He's a permanent pet, permanent summon in this game. Unlike the Conjured Spirit, but I'll get to that afterwards. So I went maximum 50 points into the Shaman Tree, just so I can get the beneficial skills of Conjure Primal Spirit and Primal Bond. I'll get to that in a minute. I just want to show you the Brythorn first. So Brythorn is more of a tanky pet that has a lot of pierce damage and pierce retaliation. And I'll show you also a component for my gear that I believe is beneficial exclusively for this pet and for your other pets as well. So I put 16 max into it, and I do have 3 additional points, so 19 out of 16. I only put 1 into Ground Slam. Reason being, I don't feel as if it uses it very often, and the pets do so much damage yet again that 1 point for me is more than enough. But if it's for you, if you really like Ground Slime, you're more than willing to put them into here, go ahead. I put max into Emboldering Roar. Now this not only benefits your pets, it also benefits yourself. So it is at 13 on 12 points, it is a 24-second duration, 15-meter radius. Well, obviously your pet's always around you, so you're getting that buff at the same time, and you're doing 37% total damage, additional total damage, and 52 offensive ability that's added to your already offensive abilities. And now this is for your pets as well, so it does add to their overall damage and offensive abilities, especially for the Brythorn, the Hellhound. And I also have another one right here. What do you call this? It's from the gear. It's from your Shaman Relic, the Savage Relic, and it summons a Stormhound. And Stormhound is actually pretty good. It's not very tanky. It's actually quite squishy. It's usually one of the first pets that dies on me, but it's not too bad because the cooldown is quite low, and it's quite useful to have it. And it does give me +1 to Raging Tempest, so that's pretty good. Right. So for pet build, I went max Primal Bond. Right. I have 14 out of 12 points at the moment, so it is a 16% damage absorption. So this is really adding to the tankiness of your pets already for Biothorn and your Hellfire pet. So going max points into this is very important. Afterwards, you have 118% physical damage, 150% bleeding damage, 19% less damage from beasts, if you're really fighting beasts anyways, and plus 52% constitution. I love the all pets bonus, which is 52% total damage. That's an additional 52% total damage, and plus 26% health. Very important max points into this, guys. And since you're going with a pet build, go max Conjure Primal Spirit. Now this is a summon only pet. Kind of looks like one of those what do you call those, the ones that you get the manticore, yeah, manticores. So it's the ones you get manticores from. That's what I was thinking about. It's exactly the same thing. So if I summon it here, I'll show you right there. Go to, see right there, that's the manticore. It looks like a manticore right there, right? Okay, perfect. So that's a summon. He doesn't last too long. At 13 points, he'll only last about 20 seconds, and he'll always last 20 seconds no matter how many points you put into him. But he does have 30k health, very low energy though, but his total damage is great, at 81%, and 60% health is really good as well. His Claw and Fang attacks are quite high, 1175 to 1250 physical damage, and he does bleed damage over 3 seconds, which is pretty good. And Tail Strike, so that's 1175 to 1250 pierce damage. So yet again, an aura that would add pierce damage would be quite important for this pet and for your Biothorn. And if you're probably wondering, what's a skeleton? What's the skeleton here? Right there. The skeleton that keeps moving around. Well, this is from my gear. So let's go take a look at the gear. So you see that the Primal Spirit actually disappeared. Seeing that I am not very lucky with gear drops, I went with some lightning abilities. So I went 5 for Wind Devil. I feel as if it's a very good opener before your pets start attacking. I put 5 points into that, 1 point into Raging Tempest, and I do get the +1 from my relic, so 2 points. It does a bit of cold damage, slows the targets, reduces their elemental resistance, and that's not super amazing, but 1 point, it's okay. And 5 points into Maelstrom. Maelstrom, yeah, I said that correctly. When you attack, you'll see it's quite amazing. Lightning just smacks down, and it's really good. It's really good. It does instant damage, and 218 electrocute damage over 2 seconds, so that's not too bad as well. And I put additional points into Storm Totem. Now let's check out the gear. Like I just said, I'm not too good or lucky. I would have to say lucky. I'm very unlucky at getting gear drops, so I stuck with a Sacred Hammer of Eternal Wrath. It gives me +2 to my Storm Totem, and I put a Serrated Spike component, right, because it gives you a piercing aura. So your piercing aura gives you 9 pierce damage per attack, so your pets are attacking quite fast, so that's 9 pierce damage per attack, and plus 15% pierce damage. So if you add that to the already pierce damage that your certain pets do, and retaliation, it does add to that. Now going forward, I do have a Wild Speaker coat. It's not amazing, +2 Summon Biothorn, +1 Emboldering Roar. No real good stats for yourself, only 34 defensive ability and 4% movement speed. It's alright, but I feel as if you could have way more stats onto that. The bonus to all pets is the reason why it's there, plus the plus skills as well. 24% total damage, 9% offensive ability, 5% defensive abilities as well. And I put a Bindings of Bismiel, which is quite important. Any components that you might see that has, let's say, a bonus of completion that adds to your pets, put it on your gear. I mean, your pet build is more important than doing lightning damage and stuff like that, so put points into that. Put components that are related to that into your gear. Sorry. I have a crappy pants. Sorry, I couldn't get anything better than that. I have my Savage Relic, adds bonus to my pets, adds offensive ability to myself, and adds the +1 Raging Tempest. I have a very low level belt here, Acolyte's Cord. It's alright. I need something better. I just can't get anything to drop for me. Whoop-de-doo. Next is my metal. I actually got that as a drop. This is Mogdrogen Sigil. +1 to Conjure Spirit is probably the most important part of that. It gives me a lot of health, and the +2 to Primal Bond. If you see this, make sure you put it on. Very important to have that. The bonus to pet, 20%, 27% total damage, and 8% attack speed. So the attack speed is pretty good. I put a attuned lodestone into it to do more lightning damage and to have lightning retaliations when someone actually hits me, which is quite often because I'm too used to melee. So yeah, I have Rifthound leather boots. They suck, but it's +2 to summon Hellhound and the pet bonuses. And I put a Mark of Travelers for the movement speed, more so than anything else. I have Harvest Grips. Not amazing. It's more for stats wise. I wish I would have something for summons more than anything else, but I don't. So that's what I got. That's from the vendors. Also from the vendor is the Rowari Shoulder Guard. I only got it because it has the +1 to Brythorn, and I love that pet. It's my most important pet, I would have to say. And the bonus to all pets as well. And I added some components for myself. So the components don't add anything to your pets, only if it has the stat, as you can see, bonus to all pets. If it has that, then it goes to your pets. Otherwise, it's just for yourself. Now, for my offhand, I have the Black Grimoire of Ognapesh. This is where the skeleton comes in. So the skeleton that I was talking to you about right here, that's Ognapesh. Let's go back to the gear here. Pretty decent piece of gear, I should say so. Adds vitality damage if you're going to be more of a vitality damage build. There are different variations to the summoner build, so don't take mine for granted. You can add it to the totems and whatnot to do vitality damage, but I can just show you the variation afterwards. So yeah, so the most important one on this is the Summon Revenant of Ognapesh. He's a permanent one, and I put Purified Salts just for the heck of it, and I have an Aether Ward Aura, which I didn't know about. Let's go take a look at this. Where is it? I'm wondering if this is permanent or not. Oh yeah, that's permanent. Okay. So let's put Ognapesh there. Alright, so I have an Aether Ward Aura. Shield yourself and your allies from the corrupting power of the Aether. So if you're more against Ethereals mobs, then that's pretty good. And for my rings and neck, so for neck piece, amulet, I have this one here, the Rowari Life Collar. I put a Soul Shard component to it for vitality damage, energy absorption from spells, energy leech resistance, and I put some poison resistance into that. Yeah, it's not too bad. The bonus to the pets, 19% total damage, crit, 8% attack speed. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm sure there's something better than this, but this is what I got. And the two main rings that I have are the same, so I'll just show you one. It's the Devil's War Seal. Loss of physical damage, health percentage, defensive abilities, HP per second, and it gives you your bonus to all pets, 21% health and defensive abilities. And I just put some corpse dusts into both of them. And last but not least is my chosen head guard, more suited for lightning damage than anything else. So lightning damage, percent of lightning damage, percent of physical damage, offensive abilities, and my lightning resistance as well. And it adds lightning barrage, which is a chance on hit to myself. And I put a polish emerald for some more stats. So that's my gear, guys. Not amazing. Wish I could have something much better to show you for summoner gear, but I don't, unfortunately. I wish this was the Fiend Blade, but I don't have it. Never dropped for me. And as I just mentioned, there are different variations to the build. Some people might put lots of points into Curse of Frailty and or Vulnerability. Totally understandable. It depends on your playstyle because of the physical resistance and bleeding resistance, which would be for more so for your pets. Some people will not put points into the lightning at all, or they won't put into wind gust and go all the way to maelstrom. They'll put some points into storm totem and wendigo totem. So they'll go maybe max points or a couple points into wendigo totem, and we'll go max points into blood pack, which adds that vitality damage, bleeding damage over percentage of a duration, and a vitality decay. And you know, 33% chance of 5% of attack damage converted to health is pretty darn good as well. So yeah, so there will be lots of variations to the build. This is my preferred build. I like the lightning damage, and I like the pets. I mean, I do enough damage. So make sure you check the gameplay video for Sun Combat. I'll leave you guys with just a little tidbit of what it does. See how the pets just mows over. It just mows them down, and I can just add my totem, the wind gusts, and my wind gusts are always up. I always make sure that they're up, and I always make sure I have at least one totem. If there's a lot of mobs, I'll always have multiple totems, so it's max 3 totems. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.